$50,000. Last year was another early sellout, so reserve your ticket now before you miss out.
Goodwill, good for the planet and our community for 100 years.
Have you ever had a chance to meet somebody for the first time and you kind of begin talking on a bit of a surface level, and then something in the conversation sparks and you ask another question where you learn more about this person, and then more and more and more, and you realize pretty quickly that there are a lot of layers where you can take this conversation? Well, that is where we're headed, I think, this morning with our next guest. His name is Chris Willenborg, and in a way he's here because he's a realtor. But he is so much more than that. He is with Keller Williams Greater Downtown Realty. So great to see you.
Thanks for having me.
But as we begin this conversation, I'm going to kind of hit the thumbnails and then you can take it and run. You ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Eastridge High School graduate, Southern Adventist graduate, obviously Chattanooga native, Navy veteran.
Yes, ma'am.
A creator.
Correct.
A lover of people and housing and building communities. And now a residential realtor.
Yes, ma'am.
Did I sum it up okay?
Yeah, it was great. Thank you.
So part of what you wanted to do today is your introduction was to let people kind of know who you are, because you spend a lot of time with your clients and you want them to be able to be comfortable and enjoy talking with you.
Yes, ma'am. As a new agent, I feel it's important to introduce myself to everybody in the Chattanooga area and let them get to know a little bit about me.
So I've covered a little bit of it. You graduated from Eastridge High School, but you joined the Navy after that, right?
Yes, ma'am. 2003, I shipped off. I was stationed on the USS Nimitz, an aircraft carrier out of California.
How long were you in service?
4 years.
Okay.
I deployed twice.
So when you came back, you chose to come back home, and you've always had this love, I guess. Is it of history that you enjoy? Because you're an archaeology major.
Absolutely. After being in wartime, I kind of wanted to go a more peaceful route and kind of study the Bible a little bit, so I went to Southern Adventist University. I graduated with a double major, double minor, bachelor's in biblical studies, bachelor's in archaeology, a minor in religion, and a minor in history.
They've got a great archaeology program there.
They do.
At Southern, and I think they're kind of connected with a dig in Israel,
They
aren't
are.
they?
Kirbet Kaiafa is associated with King David. I was able to spend a summer out there. And it was while I was out there checking out the sites and digging and seeing the foundations of these places that I started looking at my own local community different and really becoming interested in housing and the effect it plays on the community.
I guess when you have a chance to be overseas, and especially someplace like Israel, that's such a varied country, topography-wise, as well as how people live, because not all kibbutzes are the same either.
Correct.
When you do come back home, we can sometimes take for granted what we have here.
Absolutely. It's very nice to be in Chattanooga. Our community is great. It's a beautiful area. Just being on the waterfront, it's awesome.
So you worked in commercial real estate for a little while, but did your heart just kind of pull you to the residential side of the business because you want to have that connection with people?
It did, because when you're buying a house, this is some of the major buys people make in their lifetime, and being able to walk them through the process and help them get everything squared away and get a good deal on what they're buying is something I found important.
I'll circle back to Eastridge then. Here you grew up there, went away for a while, you come back. Eastridge is the place to be. I mean, it's
Absolutely.
booming.
It's changed a lot since I graduated there, but it's still a great little town. I love it a lot of good people.
You do recognize that you're in good company in the real estate business
Absolutely.
here in town, and I'm sure y'all have kind of a shared camaraderie within your Keller Williams office. You all kind of work together, but you realize that people are kind of buying people.
Correct. A lot of the agents down there have been in the business a long time, and they've done a great job building up their business and have referrals and things like that. So as a new guy, there's a lot of people down there that are leading me and guiding me and helping me out, and it's been great.
So he is obviously, you can tell, kind of a humble guy. He wants to let you know who he is, but he's not one to elaborate a whole lot. So right before we got on air, I learned something else about you, and that is that your love of your service to your country has not gone away, even though you left the military. So you have a nonprofit focusing on veterans.
Yes, ma'am. What I do is I help veterans get tools and a workspace so that they can create items that they're interested in. If they don't know how to build it, we'll get them on YouTube and teach them how to build these items, whether it's cutting boards. I personally make knives for steaks and all things like that. And so we get them a workspace tools, and we help them create these items that we can take to market and sell for them. And I feel that creating stuff with your hands will give them a sense of satisfaction and pride in what they're doing. And then the added income is always important, you know.
I know that you will welcome anybody to give you a call and reach out about buying or selling a home, but do you feel like if it's a veteran who reaches out to you, you can kind of understand maybe some specific things they might need if there's been a wound, like they've been injured or something like that?
Oh, absolutely. Getting the accessibility to the front doors and throughout the house, and also being able to navigate the VA loan program.
Good point.
So,
which is a great thing, a great benefit to take advantage of.
Absolutely.
If you are a veteran. Don't let that go to waste.
Correct. 0% down, and they'll walk you through it. We'll get it done.
Okay, so how would you like people to reach out to you today?
I do have a phone number, website, email. All those are great.
Okay. When he says he's brand new on the residential side, just in January,
Yes, ma'am.
you began to take this step. So thank you for coming, and I think it was a really good idea that you talked about yourself to let people know who you are. Next time we'll talk houses in the market.
Sounds great. Thank you.
And those interest rates, I think, are still getting down a little bit, aren't they?
We're working on it.
We're working on it.
We'll hope to see them drop.
Okay, so it's chriswillenborg.kw.com. He's with Keller Williams. There's the phone number, 394-1503, whether you want to call him about a house or if you do want to call and ask about his nonprofit. Either way, he'd love to talk to you and connect with you, because that's what he's all about.
Thank you.
Shake off those winter blues with some retail therapy at Mercantile at the Ranch. Browse over 100 shops, all under one roof. Apparel, home decor, and so much more. Lots to see at Mercantile at the Ranch, Ringgold Road